proposal
Joining
that
me
was
now
reasonable.
is Michael Gagan, political analyst. Thanks so much for joining us on the heels of another non-confidence vote. Talk about the Conservative strategy here, pushing this once again, a second vote. What do they hope to achieve here, knowing specifically that this is most likely to fail in the House of Commons?
Well, they know there's a lot of anger amongst the Canadian electorate. Trudeau has lost the confidence of the majority of voters, and they know that a lot of Canadians want to see an election happen. And so what this does, it's not so much about hammering down the Liberals, which in some polls are now slightly behind the NDP for third place, but to direct some pressure and criticism at both the NDP and the Bloc and say, look, here's this incredibly unpopular prime minister, and here are the opposition parties that are propping him up. So if you're looking for an alternative to the Liberals, don't be looking to the NDP, don't be looking to the Bloc, because when push came to shove, they voted to keep this guy in power for various differing reasons.
How do you think ultimately this is sitting with voters? The Conservatives, of course, definitely want to get to the polls right now. They for sure want an election. They know they're riding high. They know how beaten down the Liberals, particularly Justin Trudeau, is right now. In recent polling, do they think, do voters ultimately want an election right now, do you believe? Or do you believe that voters, despite Conservatives riding high, a lot of them might be looking at this as just more political posturing in the House of Commons?
Well, I think it depends on which province you live in. I mean, right now, British Columbia is in the midst of a provincial election. It's a neck-and-neck race between the BC Conservatives and the BC NDP. Saskatchewan is just heading to the polls. So certainly in provinces like that, it's like, yeah, we're in the middle of a provincial election. Please hold off on having a federal election until springtime. And I think the federal Conservatives are aware of these things. But they do like to embarrass the NDP. It helps drive home the message that the NDP isn't interested in having an election until, their leaders' pension vests, or, and also pointing out that the NDP doesn't have any funding right now. They're quite down in terms of their fundraising, that sort of thing. But there are going to be other provinces where the voters are chomping at the bit. But I think what's going to happen is that where we're going to see a non-confidence motion succeed is going to be in the springtime. I think if we end up going all the way out till fall of 2025 before we finally have a federal election, I think that will be extremely damaging to the Bloc Québécois and the NDP if they keep the Trudeau regime in power that long. But I think if we have a spring election, I think that'll be something where the vast majority of Canadians will be pleased at the timing.
And just a little bit of time left, but what do you make of the Bloc's play in all of this?
Well, they're looking for leverage. They're seeing what they can get out of Ottawa. They've talked about enhancing benefits for seniors and whatnot, but they also want to demonstrate that, hey, this is the reason you vote for the Bloc Québécois in Quebec, because we can get things from time to time. So that's what's going on there.
All right, Michael Gagan, a political analyst, joining us from Chilliwack, BC. Thanks so much for your time and breaking this all down.
Thank you.